Hello everyone and welcome to Cinderful Gaming. I hope you're all doing well, I hope you're all staying safe, and most of all, I hope you're all fighting that war against the grey. Today's video, we're going to look at Mantic miniatures because they have a game coming out that I'm really excited for. For most people, they would know Mantic for Kings of War, at least I guess most people who follow this channel, knowing that I'm an old Warhammer Fantasy player, Age of Sigmar, and a lot of people went over to Mantic and went on to Kings of War and used their Warhammer Fantasy armies. I'm assuming a lot of people do generally know what Mantic Miniatures is all about. Now, they are bringing out a second edition of Firefight, which is their not 40k game. However, I really like this. The armies in this look so much more distinctive. They don't look like cheap 40k knockoffs in many different things. I think a lot of their armies have really unique looks. I'm really excited. I'm really considering picking up Firefight 2nd Edition. I'd love to have a crack of it on the channel. Some of the armies look really cool. And like some of them are, I guess, things we've seen. Like there are Skaven in space or Ratmen in space. I can't remember the actual name for them. But that's cool. It's not something that exists in 40k. So they have a questionnaire that they ask. They ask for people for questions. And let's go through and take a look at all their answers. And so last week, we asked for any questions about Firefight 2nd Edition, and you certainly responded. Although we'll be answering many of your questions in upcoming rules, blogs, and videos, below you'll find some we can answer straight away, plus a few we'll sort of answer. So, standard size game in terms of points and table size. We recommend when starting to learn the game, aim for 1,000 points. That should comfortably fit on a 4x4 table. In terms of model count, that depends up to the army you're playing, but around 30 to 50 miniatures. However, it's very easy to scale out your games to fit in 100 point. It's best to make a 6x4 table at that point. If you're playing a 1,000 point game, it'll take around 90 minutes to play. 90 minutes on 1,000 points is a really solid time. And here you can see a cool picture of those space Skaven, the space rats. They look really cool. Like this army is really, really appealing. I will say, like I just said, like they look different to anything that 40k has, which I really dig. And so, is this game you go, I go, or alternating activation? The game features alternating activations, like Dead Zone, which I believe is like a skirmish version of this. Although, just like Dead Zone, during your turn, you can spend a command point to activate a second unit. This ensures gameplay is very dynamic, as you can respond to the actions of your opponent. This is pretty cool. Like alternating activations, there was Play on Tabletop that did 40k with alternating activations. If you haven't seen that, I really recommend going and have a look. They did Warhammer 40k with alternating activations. It was really cool. Are you planning on doing some rules overview videos? Yes, gameplay videos and battle reports will be coming out from April the 1st. We'll be breaking down each of the main mechanics such as movement, shooting, etc. And so, is the structure planned for campaign books, balance updates, and expansions? Yes. Just like Dead Zone, we split the rules across two books, the rules and the force list book. The reason for this is that in future we'll likely add new units or entirely new armies, which means we'll need to update the force list. When this happens, we'll release a new force list book. This ensures you won't be carrying a wheelbarrow full of books to your local club or a tournament when we update the game. Solid on the rules writing department. I really am all down for this sort of stuff, playing Warhammer variations when you have 20 million books. Like, this is cool. And you can see some of the artwork. These are like their one of the main forces in here. It's a really cool look. Like it doesn't look like anything from 40k. I really dig it. It's a bit of sci-fi futuristic armor. And like you've got orcs. Of course you've got orcs. Orcs look like orcs. But cool stuff there nonetheless. Any new terrain kits on the way. The item pickup crates for first Dread Zone making a return would be cool. Or sculpted pieces linked to an objective in the player. Not at launch. He answered cryptically. And so that would say that we've got some cool terrain coming in the future. That's awesome. Will there be an easy army builder force released alongside Firefight, or will it be something that comes after everything gets out? We are planning an easy army ready for launch, and it's currently in testing with our top secret group of testers. Awesome. Force builders, always welcome. Will we be able to field units in 5s to move up from Dread Zone, or will we minimum sizes be 10? Unit size is actually pretty adaptable. Most units have the option to add additional models for a set amount of points. For example, on the unit entry below, all the Stalker squad is 5 miniatures by default. You can pay to add up to 5 additional Stalkers. This is a great way not only to expand your attacking power, but also to round up your points when creating an army list. And so, yeah, it's going on a model by model basis, which is cool. I'm not too sure what all the stat line means. I have not played Dead Zone, but this is just exciting. I really like what they're doing. Will the game have the potential to devolve into buildings shooting at each other, or is there something to be done about making sure the minis remain the showcase? Buildings are an important part of play, and you can use them as defensible fortifications. However, there are some missions in which you are unable to enter buildings, and instead they become scenario pieces, which may be searchable for intel for scoring victory points. And so your minis are always present on the tabletop, plus when your units can enter larger buildings, they are split up into zones, so there is an option to move between levels or onto the roof of a building, in which case you'll place all your miniatures on top of the terrain. In cases where you don't move a unit inside a structure, we recommend placing a leader next to it so you'll be able to see what's inside, as you would with a unit in a transport vehicle. Units in buildings certainly get some defensive bonuses, but they can still be attacked and ousted. Cool. Like having defensible building terrain features around the table does sound pretty cool though. Like this means the terrain taking a really good look. If you have Vanguard dice, or will you can use just looking at the command dice, is there anything stopping me using my Vanguard dice? If you have Vanguard dice, you can use those. The Firefight ones are a different color, but just remember the following: red equals black, white equals orange, blue equals green. Vanguard 2 Firefight. How will allying armies work in the new edition? You can't ally armies in Firefight. Unlike Kingdom War, where the factions are united by their alliance, i.e. good, evil, neutral, the motives of the disparate factions of firefights are much harder to align. Okay, now we've come to slightly more difficult questions to answer. Strap in, folks, for lots of maybes and maybe we'll have to see. Any chance of a nameless Rebs Zazor army in the future? We've got asked this question in various forms, quite a lot. Of course, we absolutely have plans to support Firefight beyond 2022, and new armies, new miniatures are certainly a part of that. The reason for not having Nameless and Rebs in the current Force List book is we don't have hard plastic troops required to fully flesh out the army list yet, but we certainly are keen to see those ranges expanded in the future. Awesome, this is great, like just having the ability to expand upon stuff in the future, like they've got plans for the future of the game, that's what you want to hear. And so, any plans for a plastic Lancer tank? Never before has a piece of artwork inspired so many people. Again, the answer for this is a little like the new armies. We'd absolutely love to have a hard plastic Lancer tank, and if Firefight does well at retail, then there's more chance of that happening. Is there going to be an Uncharted Empires for this game to use other popular futuristic empires? No. Firefight already has one of the most fleshed out ranges of hard plastic miniatures plus resin and PVC miniatures too, so I don't really think there's any need for additional armies, particularly as we'd like to add a Warpath universe with our own factions that all have their own unique lore and appearance. Also, suddenly dumping a bunch of extra armies into a book could lead to new players becoming overwhelmed with options, and we'd have to playtest them all too. It's much better to go at our own pace and add new Mantic armies when we feel the time is right. This is strong from Mantic. Like, I really approve of this. Not allowing other armies from other game systems to make your own game Mantic. This is really strong. And I fully support this. Like, let them make their own world in this. We've got 40k to play 40k. You've got one-page rules and all of that sort of stuff. Go play that. I'd love to see Mantic make their own true universe. This is what I want to see. And so, that is all the questions from the Mantic one. What do you think? Are you excited for Firefight? I'm really interested to see how this game plays. On the tabletop. I'm really keen to get some Space Gaven. I'll probably be picking up the starter set, of which you can go pre-order the starter set for Firefight 2nd edition now. So definitely do go have a check out of Firefight and see if it's something you'd like to get on. If you'd like to see us check out more Mantic games on the channel, let us know in the comments below. We'll be checking out Kings of War very soon. Well, that's the end of the video. Thank you all for watching. We hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please don't forget to leave a like and subscribe to the channel. And while you're at it, drop us a comment down below and let us know what you enjoyed about the video. If you'd like to come chat more with me and other members of our fine little community here at Cinderful Gaming, you can do so by joining our Discord server, which is linked down in the video's description. Lastly, if you'd like to help support the channel and get your name up on the screen like all these fantastic people do, you can do so by supporting us either on Patreon or YouTube members. As a special thanks to all our Patreon and YouTube members, we'd love to give them a shout out. So a shout out to our Patreons: Christian Weir, James Soren, Greenskins Gaming, AJC, Kenny Lowell, Outer and Shot First, Andrew Bowen, Nathan Fee, The Rising Ape, Cure Dynamic, Agu, Anthony B, Anton Nilsson, JJ Austrian, Average Wargamer, Domir, Mark Harvey, James Cater, and Dynet226. And a shout out to our YouTube members: Green Roots Gaming, Kenton Young, Chris Wallace, Ronya, Vinny, Lock Lorick, The Johnny84, David Ellsworth, Revenar, Wolfric Nick, Broken Shelf, Adriana Edwards, and Sean Scott. A special thanks as well to Lady Witchfox Art, who does all the amazing artwork for our channel, and to Xmorphic, who does all the amazing background work for our channel's Discord server as well. Thank you all for watching. Once again, everyone, stay safe, stay well, and most of all, keep fighting that war against the Grey. Ciao for now.